Hope is fading fast for more than 200 asylum seekers still missing in choppy seas off the coast of Indonesia. Australian sailors are tonight joining the search more than 48 hours after the overloaded boat capsized. It's the second refugee disaster in the last 6 weeks, at a time when boat arrivals in Australia have increased dramatically. In a moment, the opposition's immigration spokesman Scott Morrison will join us, but first, this report from Hayden Cooper.
These are the lucky few survivors of a disaster with a heavy toll. For the second time in 6 weeks, Indonesian authorities are searching for the bodies of asylum seekers, and Australian authorities are wondering if a different policy could have saved lives.
What I will say is this. The government supports offshore processing. The opposition supports offshore processing. We need to work together to get this done.
Early on Saturday morning, the boat carrying 250 asylum seekers sank just off the coast of Java. Not many were saved. Initially, the Australian government thought more than 80 were rescued. Now the grim truth has been revealed by the newly appointed Home Affairs Minister.
I don't have good news, I've only got bad news. The latest information from the Indonesian Search and Rescue Authority is now that there have been 33 people rescued. That is down from the information that they provided to Australian authorities yesterday morning of 87.
Most of the passengers were from the Middle East, including Afghanistan and Iran, and they were seeking a new life in Australia.
My nationality is from Iran, but we have problem in our country. That's why we are going to find our freedom in some country different, same as Australia.
Their path reveals a sophisticated people smuggling trade. Many had flown from Dubai to Jakarta and travelled by bus to their departure point in Java. They only made it 75 kilometres further.
There was very heavy waves inside the water, so our boat is sank.
We are there helping. Australians are helping, doing everything that we can. We are out there searching, we are out there looking, we're out there helping.
No politician wants to be accused of politicising a tragedy, but political implications are impossible to avoid. One question has arisen. Is Australia's softer onshore processing regime encouraging more asylum seekers to attempt the risky journey? The numbers say yes. Since the High Court ruling against the Malaysia solution in August, 29 boats have arrived, carrying 2,275 people.
The fact of the matter is that improving the situation for refugees will encourage other people who face that persecution to come to that place of safety. But I don't think that's something we should apologise for.
Refugee advocates hope the accident doesn't bring about a return to a harsher system.
I'm profoundly worried that we'll just go for some patch-up short-term solution. That is, if it's offshore processing and abolishing temporary protection visas, maybe sending kids mad and a higher cost, then we'll stop the boats. That won't happen. What we know is short-term politics and short-term solutions aren't going to solve this. I would actually call for bipartisanship out of this tragedy to say we need a long-term regional solution, which really is going to take time. Every country between India and New Zealand, we're going to need to diplomatically work with and say we've got to prevent these deaths. We've got to find a holistic solution that's orderly and equitable.
I suppose the only positive that may come out of it is that currently this issue of onward movement of asylum seekers towards Australia by boat is barely, on the political agenda at all in Indonesia, and is only a minor issue in Malaysia. I think, the loss of life that we've seen actually highlights the fact that this is an issue which actually needs new answers.
There is no indication that the political stalemate at home is about to end. The government insists on its Malaysia solution, the opposition on Nauru. Meeting in the middle seems ambitious, even if the mutual goal of offshore processing is the prize.
People are dying, and both of our political parties are unable to get a resolution. Isn't it time we do something?
Well, what I know for a fact is that Australia's Immigration Minister, Chris Bowen, has been in the most active discussions over a long period of time with his opposition counterpart on this matter. He continues to do so, and I support his efforts to do so.
That's what the people of Australia would expect of us, to sit down and work through it maturely and sensibly. I think we can do that. You know, there are good people on both sides of this debate, people of goodwill, and Australians watching this right now would expect us to sit down and get this done.
Hayden Cooper reporting.